I'm very delighted to invite my teacher, Professor Dr. Shashikant Tiwari sir, to come onto the dais. As many homeopathic practitioners and students know him for his famous book of Essentials of Repertorization. So everybody knows him, including myself. I am the one of the fan of Sir. I am very delighted to invite him. And he started his career as a professor and principal of Father Muller College, Mangalore. And later he was served as director, National Institute of Homeopathy, Kolkata. And he was the examiner, paper setter, PhD guide to various universities of India. And he is actively involved in many research activities in CCRH, and he was awarded by many organizations in India and abroad. And recently he was awarded Doctor by DK Karnataka Rajasya Award by Government of Karnataka. So we welcome you, sir. Big him give. So it's a great honor to listen him. Thank you very much.
I am very delighted by your greetings, by so much claps, and thank you very much for acknowledging my presence. I am going to present something about repertory. Yesterday, I heard somebody had presented already about repertory as to how to select and which repertory should be selected as per the case. In the beginning only, I should tell you, selection of repertory is not the right of physician. It is always governed by the case. Because when we take the case, every case has different dimension. You may be having a short case with few symptoms. You may be having a very detailed case with a life history, past history, and lot of things in the life space is had different dimension. You may have a case where only some organs, some pathology, some modalities, only those things are available. Then this case needs a different type of analysis and repertorization. So what I am telling is each case is different and each case has to dealt by different type of methodology. But our approach is what? To see the totality and match this totality with the right medicine so that the right result comes. In all aspects, whole homeopathy is governed by the principles of similia similibus curantur. Remember this principle when you are taking the case, when you are prescribing the case, when you are doing the follow-ups, even antidotes, complementary medicines, all are based on similarity. Boger's methodology and application of Boger's method. See, nowadays we don't limit to one book, but we follow the methodology. Like Kent methodology, if you know, you can have synthesis, you can do with complete repertory, you can do with any type of all advanced repertory which are based on the Kent's repertory. Boninghausen methodology is applied in Boninghausen Therapeutic Pocketbook, BBCR, and even some of the radar softwares also, synthesis book. So method is one, but it is not limited to one book. So we are going to understand Boger's methodology with the help of BBCR, no doubt, but it can be applied with any other book and software also. So now we are going to understand the methodologies, which is very important. Here it is not coming. Okay, no problem. So you know the answer, what is repertory? I'm now going to discuss. Repertory in short, if you say, it's a device to help you to come to a totality and match the picture by repertorization to come to a simillimum. So, in short, it's a device to find out simillimum in a logical, systematic way of working out a case. So, repertory, don't be so much afraid of, repertory is a very easy subject. Every definition is easy and every method is easy. So, repertory is a device to find simillimum. That's all. And how it is done by indexing or by arranging, that is all details. BBCR is Boning, Husson and Boger characteristic repertory. And how does it help, we will see. These are the stalwarts of whole repertory. These are the pillars, you can say. Hahnemann conceived the idea. Boning-Husson executed the idea. He published the first antisoric book. And the last one was Boger. The side is the Nur and Kent's. So these all are methodologies. So it started with the Hahnemann itself. Our master had the idea of repertorization. And Boning-Husson died in 1864. Boger was born in 1861. So they have never met. Some people say that, Boger was a very close disciple of Boning-Husson and they have worked together. No. Boger was only 7 years old when Boning-Husson died. So this you must remember. But he followed the principle of Boning-Husson. Boger started a few things about Boger you must know. Boger started his medical career through clinical practice at the age of 27 years. This was the time when contributions from many stalwarts of homeopathy made homeopathy very popular and appealing to the public. This new system of healing out was preferred system of medicine because of its ability. So those era was very famous for homeopathy all over the world. Even United States, it was the first line of treatment. But by this time there were variations in methodology, in prescribing, which created a confusion, which helped Kent to come out with a highly philosophical method of understanding disease by understanding inner man. He came out with this philosophy. His explanation and deliberation of homeopathic principles attracted a large number of homeopathic students, and thus a new era in homeopathy was perceived. Boger, while practicing homeopathy, made a thorough study and used Boning-Husson's repertory, Jahar's repertory, Possard's repertory, Wells' repertory, Kent repertory, because he has used even Kent's repertory. Remember, Boger has written a book, Additions to Kent repertory. 3,200 corrections he has done. So don't think that Boger has not gone through Kent's repertory. He was very well aware of Kent methodology, but he suggested a lot of practical methodology, which I feel is very relevant now. During his long career in medical practice and research, Dr. Boger contributed a lot by his writings, successful treatment of incurable cases. It is said that patient reported to him from various parts of USA because of his ability to prescribe right medicines even in incurable cases marked with common symptoms. His method of finding out a remedy through analysis and synthesis and construction of repertory, writing several other books, and lively translation of several medical books from notable German authors has made him a renowned author and physician. And he has proved some kind of medicine also. This is little important. I will just go through this. Boger's view on understanding diseases. How well a physician can understand disease. by taking care of what all things during case taking and after case taking. This is what he is telling in general picture should be given more importance compared to keynotes. Objective symptoms are more reliable and concrete because he has told that subjective symptoms depend on the interpretation of the patient and it cannot be relied on because it cannot be confirmed. So objective symptoms comparatively are more important. Last symptom is the most important clue to the simillimum. Here it may not be amiss to point out that nature tries to attract our attention to the most important things by developing them last of all. So nature has a mechanism to take your attention and attraction. He creates best thing in the last. By this way, the best symptom, this is only giving a example or narration, the most important symptoms appears to the last. In all disease pathology, if you see this symptom has appeared last, like he has given an example of a case where the last symptom appeared as a coating of tongue. And he prescribed on that and the patient was cured. It was a very incurable case. So remember bogus one indication, one clue that the last symptom which has come as very prominent in the case, give importance to that also. In confusing presentation, prescribe for the most recent phase because a patient may come, he has diabetes, he has blood pressure, he has kidney failure, he has the heart symptom and now he is coming with a stomach upset. So go one by one and see the last symptom, last phase, the last phase of totality has to be taken care first, give importance, prescribe, then go slowly and catch the whole person at the last. Every symptoms has three phases, constitutional, general and the peculiarities. About case taking, he has given few clues which is very important. First, try to elicit the cause and course of symptoms. So what he says is, cause is the most important thing. So give importance and try to elicit the cause. Second, what he is telling is modalities. Considering of mental state in order of importance. So modalities and the causation and modalities includes physical and mental both. Third thing is entire objective aspect of expression, including the state of secretion. Lastly, the part affected must be determined, which also brings the investigations in touch with diagnosis. So these four things, cause, modalities, objective symptoms, expressions, and the part affected. If this you have, you be sure that you can prescribe a right medicine. But if you don't have modalities, no cause. Don't have a cause, less chance. The chances becomes less and less. If you have only locations and modalities, since four of things are not attended, chances will be 75%. And any of these four factors can become a differentiating and deciding factor for the medicine. Philosophical method. He says that complete symptoms and concomitants are most important. So try to take a case and find out location, sensation, modalities and concomitant. This way of going also will help you to come to the totality. Because see, what we are trying to get is totality. Second, what is telling doctrine of pathological generals. If you can find out a common pathology, see, it is not one pathology we are giving importance in Boger method. This is a very confusing statement by many of the people. Boger has given importance to pathology. No, pathological generals. Like A degeneration pathology is giving the patient, inflammatory pathology, common discharges, common blood disorders, common tendencies. These are pathological generals. Tendency to pus formation, small cuts. This is pathological general. Tendency to bleed easily is a pathological general. This tells about the whole person's pathological behavior of the person. So this is important because this is a general symptom of pathology. Doctrine of causation and time. Then clinical rubrics also is given importance. Where to apply is when there are no other things which are prominent. So in those cases also bogus methodology can be used. Fever totality, he has given a different kind of totality, and by that you can treat any kind of fever. And then we have methods of repertorization. Based on this philosophy, there are 7 methods of repertorization. And if you can use these methods, you can treat any kind of cases. Even in your practice, even if your exam, this will be important. First is using causative modality. If you have causative modalities, means cause has increased, cause has brought this disease. If you have in a case, give importance. Modalities at the first place. General modalities also if you have concomitants very strong, if you have pathological generals, if you have diagnostic rubric with modalities, if you have complete symptom, and if you have fever, you can use Boger's method. We'll come to the cases because there are 7 cases and 7 methodologies. This is a case of girl, 13 years old girl who came with a lot of pains here and there. And leg pain, knee pain, see, and then another thing is frequent cold and cough, nose block, better by sun. Patient was staying at Madikeri, it's a very cold place, and she was going to the school. Often she used to be nervous in the school when she was asked to stand and answer. Slowly she started getting back pain while standing long in the school. Next to that she started hand pain, and then parents took her to a since mother was also a rheumatoid arthritis patient, mother took her to a doctor and she was diagnosed as rheumatoid arthritis. So after rheumatoid arthritis was diagnosed, she was given painkillers, she was given steroids that relieved her symptoms. Then after some time she started again. Then she was taken to Ayurvedic treatment, but because she lost weight and a lot of restriction in the food, they did not like, then they came for homeopathic treatment. And this was the result. ESR is 25 and RF factor is positive, it is 24. CRP also is increased. So it is a diagnosed case of rheumatoid arthritis. Physically, she is a thin look, chilly, sweating in the palm and feet, white dots on the nail, likes pastries, cake, constipated before and during menses. She has a lot of anxieties, feels like hitting herself. Anxiety increases and it is causing her symptoms very often. Father and mother had this type of history. So totality we have taken is emotions aggravate is a causative modalities. And under emotion, in BBC there are rubrics like anxiety, fear aggravates, mental exertion aggravates, physical exertion aggravates. So we have taken causative modalities as a first, then we have taken modalities general, then we have taken constipation as concomitant. And then repertorization, Nux vomica is coming as a first medicine, Silesia is coming second, and Pulsatilla is coming third medicine. So we have differentiated with the help of PDF. She is a chilly patient, ameliorated by sun and white dots on the nails. Because she never used to get angry, Nux vomica is ruled out. And she is chilly patient, better by sun, is found only in Silesia. Also white dots Silesia is one of the symptom. So she was prescribed Silesia and she was requested to come after 1 month with investigation. Her RF factor has become 8.8 and her ESR has become 17. So this is a cured case of rheumatoid arthritis with the help of Boger's first method, causative modalities with concomitants and general modalities. Here we had a case where modalities were very prominent, and this is a case of mitral wall prolapsed. Master 80, 10 years old, reported with echocardiogram. They come with the investigation most of the time, so we don't have to waste our time for investigation. Also, they come with all this report when they know that there are no other treatments available. So you can see whatever symptoms are required and you can go ahead with your way of treatment. The cardiologist has suggested to parents wait and watch, and with a lot of restriction, child should not move, child should not go upstairs, and then go for a major operation, valve treatment. This is the report, mitral valve prolapsed and trivial MR. So with this report, patient has come. So we have taken the case, breathlessness, pressure, constriction, feeling at times in the chest, aggravation running during games period in the school, must sit down in between while climbing stairs, palpitation at times after exertion, before food, when stomach is empty, these are aggravations, occasional pain between the scapulas, bad smell from the mouth, aggravation in the morning, dryness of tongue, aggravation in the night, cannot tolerate hunger, aggravates all the complaints. Some more symptoms, well built, increase of fat around the abdomen, desires chocolate, cheese, salt, sweet, aversion to meat, eating beans, taking of the milk, aggravates, appetite, feels too much hunger at times, occasional, eats much and suffer from diarrhea. He eats too much and then goes to diarrhea. Writing notes increases her problem. Homework causes increase of suffocation and feels tightness in the chest. Perspires easily, any small work makes him sweaty. Breathlessness, likes hot weather. Sleep good. Writing is difficult. Now go to the. Now these are the main totality symptoms available. General, here what we have got is pathology, no doubt, symptoms of common symptoms of disease we have got, like breathlessness, cannot run. These are common symptoms of wall problem. But what we got characteristic is most of the modalities. Ascending aggravates, milk aggravates, awaking when aggravates, writing aggravates, legumes, bean aggravates, hunger aggravates. Hunger aggravates is a general aggravation as well as a concomitant. Heart, reason of, we have taken as a location. This is there in the BBCR. Heart, reason of constriction, contraction, this is location and sensation. So we have taken location, we have taken location, sensation. Also heart, reason, sound abnormal. This is a rubric given in BBCR. Very, very good rubrics are given, and some of the times you will find these rubrics are never given in any other repertories. So abnormal sound we have taken as location and sensation. So what we have got in this case is general aggravations, general modalities, concomitant, location and sensations. So we have given for the Boger repertory. And what is coming is Kali Kaap, Calcarea Kaap. See, there was little tough time to differentiate between Kali Kaap and Calcarea Kaap. But we found Kali Kaap covers all the lower symptoms, like heart sound murmur is given Kali Kaap. Location, heart, more action is there in Kali Kaap. And some of the modalities like hunger is also found in calcarea carb and kalika, but kalika is more. So we selected to give kalika. He was not very regular in treatment. He continued intermittently. Because of his complaints were better, last 3 months he was very regular in follow-ups. Total duration of the treatment took 1 year, and he was advised echocardiography, which was shown. Because the parents told that now he is able to do all the work. And even when we restrict him, he runs around. See, 11, 12 years boy, how much we can ask them to take rest? Children take rest when they are sick. They cannot sit down and be serious like we, because we are not child, no, we are not happy. That is why children are always happy, so they just go around. They will never sit down. They will never sit for a long time. But if they are sick, only they can sit down. So there it was difficult for parents to restrict them. And then we said, okay, anyway, now child is better, go for echocardiogram. An echocardiogram shows normal study. See, this is Boger. Boger methodology is a very, very practical methodology. All kind of cases we can put to the Boger. When causation was there, we took Boger. Also see, causation, the first method, I forgot to tell you, can be taken by any repertory. Even Kent repertory can be fit for the first method, causation and result. But all other methodologies were be taken by BCR also, I mean BBCR more, and the first method is by any repertory. So this was the modalities method. Then we had one case of chest pain. See, this is a concomitant method where we get one concomitant and see how we have come to the right medicine. 64 years. This is a very old case. This case was treated when I was in Father Muller's, and we used to treat patient by admitting and every day recording their interpretation. And we also had occasionally, if you want, visit by other doctors. So a cardiologist also was available if you need. So we had more confidence in treating any kind of cases. So this is one case where patient came with a left-sided chest pain. And these are the rubrics, I mean case taking we have done. Location is left side chest, and constricting pain, pain as if something heavy is pressed, radiating type of pain. Modalities what? Aggravation, exertion, walking, lying down ameliorates. And headache is one great symptom with the patient. Whenever there is a chest pain, he was telling, or constricting feeling, he used to have headache. If this subsides, this also subsides. Very peculiar symptom. And these are general physical examination. Pallor absent, icterus absent, cyanosis absent. What is present is edema absent, temperature afebrile, BP is so much and RR is so much. Chest inspection, shape, barrel, no problem. Auscultation S1, S2 is heard, S3. Some abnormal sound can't be specified. So this is the acute totality we have taken. First important given is concomitant. Chest pain with headache and giddiness. See, there are chapters in BBCR you find how they are arranged. First part, if you see head, first part is location, then sensation, then you have aggravating factor, ameliorating factor, and concomitant. These are all separate chapters attached with each chapter. You have eye, you have all locations, then you have sensation, complaints, then you have modalities, then you have concomitants. Vertigo chapter, if you see, I think if you master vertigo chapter, you can be specialist of vertigo. And just write on your board, specialist of vertigo. But first master vertigo chapter. Specialist of menstrual trouble. Master that menstrual trouble chapter. because it has concomitants before, at the start, during, after. No, nobody has so much clear cut given in repertories like Boger. So here concomitant was very strong. We have taken as concomitant, and this is given in BBCR repertory. So that second we have given modalities: chest pain better by lying on right side, then sensation constricting, then sensation pressure, then sensation radiating pain, and last sensation and pathology we have taken chest abnormal sound. Same rubric.
Dr. Tiwari, 5 minutes more.
How much time?
Thank you. 5 more minutes. 5 minutes.
5
more.
minutes. So this we have taken the case, and we have come to this totality. Rubrics I have already told. And the medicine comes cactus, spigelia, phosphorus, NASA. But because of the concomitant we have given NASA. And then these are the sheets where we record the symptoms. ECG was done. When ECG was done, it was found the case of heart attack. And that gave us little bad feeling in our chest. We have admitted a case of heart attack with a chest pain. And we took opinion of cardiologist. He said there is a heart attack, but patient is stable. So with this, we came to ischemic heart disease that ECG tells. Then we took echocardiogram, which also tells ischemic heart disease. Then this treatment we continued for 7 days. And after 7 days, another ECG was done. Myocardial infarction resolved. So this is one good case of concomitant. This is pathological general. Case of gynecomastia with testosterone very less. So you can see the testosterone level 3.19, and symptoms are sweats easily. He eats a lot. His totality was obesity. See, this is pathological general. Constitution, scrofulo-lymphatic constitution. Boger has given 9 type of constitution. So if you find during case taking any of the constitution matching with the patient, take as a rubric and you will find the correct remedy. So this is the things taken. And what medicine is coming is Calcarea carb. He was given Calcarea carb 30 once a week. Report after 3 months. Libido has increased and the size of breast also has decreased. Testosterone report has become normal. See, this is 488. One more case I have to present. Okay, this case I will present with your permission, and after that I will close. This is diagnostic rubric. Here we do not have much of the symptoms, but we had a diagnosis of liver abscess. Very serious case, but the patient did not want to undergo any kind of operation. And their family is having a lot of trust in homeopathy, and their whole family takes treatment with us since long time. So they came with a report of liver abscess, advice for admission. And they said, something can you do, because I don't want to undergo opening of abdomen and treatment of mine. We said, yes, we can do that, but every week you have to take ultrasound and liver function test. And when the things are not better, you have to take responsibility and go for operation. He was agreed. If it is not improving, then we'll go for. And he was very faithful, let me say, he was very faithful Muslim. He said, you treat, Allah will heal me. You don't worry, doctor. We took up that case of liver abscess. And see, the liver abscess is 7 into 5.9 centimeter. This is the ultrasound. Liver abscess with early area of tissue breakdown, not good sign. So with this report he has come, and we have a hospital there. Patient was advised to admit, but he came with that report only. I don't want admission. We have taken the case. We didn't find much indication. So we have taken rubric liver hypochondrium as a location, abscess hypochondria as a diagnostic rubric, bitter taste in the mouth as a concomitant, though it may be a common symptom in liver, but that was very prominent. Sweat on the forehead as a concomitant, constipation as a concomitant. These are not very strong concomitants because maybe some of the liver patients can have bitter taste, can have constipation. So we found lachesis, silicea and bryonia. But with the differentiation we don't have much time. We have given silicea 30 once a week empty stomach, and we advised to come after 10 days with the ultrasound. Not much change. Irregular hypoechoic lesion in the right lobe of liver suggestive of liver abscess. But there is 0.1 reduction in the size. Symptoms were same. So 7.1 into 5.9. It was 5.9. Now it is 5.8. But patient says I am feeling better. We gave tivoquinone 1m as an intercurrent because when things are not improving, in spite of indication, you can give intercurrent. Silicea 30 once a week in the morning, empty stomach for 15 days. Again, after 15 days, do the report. What is the report? Resolving abscess in the right lobe of liver. This gave us a lot of relief. Then we continued. Size has come down. Silicea 200 once a week. And again, ultrasound. Liver is normal in size. No focal mass lesion detected. And completely healed abscess. Liver function tests were done. Everything normal. Normal abscess resolved. Advised to stop medicine. Patient overall was better, but has little flatulence. He was asked to discontinue the treatment. I won't present any case because I am forbidden by them. Now what I am telling is, see your effort and trying to find out the totality is very important. Second thing is, patients also determination and faith in you is very important. How faith and determination comes in patient is written by Kent. Kent Lectures of Philosophy, if you read last incurable case, he writes, patient faith makes a physician to work hard. Because he tells, doctor, I am not going anywhere. You do whatever you want to do. And you only give me the medicine. This what will do to you? It will make you more and more worried about the patient, what to do. More conscious about your profession. More conscious about your responsibility, your determination to make him all right. And you will work hard. You will refer more literatures. You will refer more books, more methodology, more philosophy, and you will come with a concrete methodology to treat the patient. This will make you a perfect physician. So it's vice versa. You make the patient better, patient makes you more and more confident. This cycle has to continue. How it has to continue? Because of your knowledge, your way of behaving with the patient, your way of treating, your knowledge of mathematica, your knowledge of repertory and methodology. So be a perfect physician to have all this. All the best to you. Work hard. This is the only key to the successful homeopathy physician. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Tiwari, for wonderful presentation.
We had some more cases, but I don't have time. See, this is one case of fibroid where it's a very big fibroid. and patient came asking whether fibroid can be treated, and she became pregnant and she became all right. Only location sensation were taken. That's.
Thank you very much, sir.